One man tried to keep up with the Kardashians way too much, the scuffle that ensued after he broke into Kim K's property. And the Dodgers are done for the season anyway, their message to fans after a heartbreaking playoff loss. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. More on those stories coming up in a moment. But first, the fallout continues from the scandal at LA City Hall. Protesters are camping out in front of Kevin De Leon's home in Eagle Rock, and they say they won't leave until he resigns.
ADL is at top hole. We don't want you here no more.
The group says they're outraged about the racist recordings that involve De Leon, Gil Cedillo, and Nuri Martinez. Martinez resigned her seat on the council last week, and these protesters say De Leon needs to be next. We're also seeing supporters show up at his home who say he should not resign. Days after President Biden visited Southern California, Vice President Kamala Harris is also visiting LA. The vice president participating in a moderated conversation in Mid-City on the Biden administration's plan to help protect women's rights following the Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade. She's also attending a Democratic fundraiser before traveling to San Francisco to focus on how the White House is working to combat the climate crisis. Negotiations are underway in an effort to avoid a bus strike in Orange County. At the request of the governor's office, maintenance employees have agreed to return to the bargaining table with the Orange County Transportation Authority. The workers had previously announced a strike at midnight Monday after contract issues involving benefits and salaries. Even though the strike is not happening, the transit agency warns there might be some changes and delays to the ride schedule. Gas prices in LA dropped for 12 days in a row, but the average is still more than $6 a gallon. Prices dropped 2 cents from Sunday into Monday to $6.11. That's nearly 70 cents more than we were paying a month ago. The signs are a little more encouraging in Orange County. The average price there dropped below $6. It's hard for a lot of Dodger fans to believe, but after a record-setting season, there's no more baseball this year for the boys in blue. After losing to the Padres in the National League Division Series, many San Diego fans believe that a certain foul play really helped them out. The goose that showed up at Dodger Stadium during Game 2 has become their playoff rally symbol. A video of the goose seemed to inspire the Padres' comeback in Saturday's decisive Game 4 at Petco Park. Fans were spotted wearing goose hats and shirts, and a Rally Goose mural was also added to an artist's Padres wall in Chula Vista. Well, meantime, the Dodgers want fans to know that they appreciate all you did for them this season. The boys in blue put out this tweet reading Siempre LA or Always LA. It features references to Dodger Stadium's 60th anniversary and the All-Star Game, which the stadium hosted back in July. It was a big year for the stadium and the team. The Dodgers set a franchise record with 111 wins in the regular season and finished 22 games ahead of the second-place San Diego Padres. Well, now the focus turns to 2023, which could see a much different Dodger team. Key players like Trey Turner, Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, and even Clayton Kershaw could all be wearing different uniforms next season. Stay tuned. Well, speaking of seasons, let's check in with meteorologist Belen De Leon to see how the fall weather is shaping up this week.
Oh, it's been a cool and unsettled weather pattern, but things are going to be warming up. Here's what you can expect. Temperatures are going to be rising through the middle of the week with increasing fire danger. And it doesn't help that we have the development of some weak Santa Ana winds. That's going to cause fire danger to be elevated. And by the end of the week, that's when we're going to get things starting to cool down. So an area of high pressure is going to be in control of our forecast in the coming days. That's dry, sinking air. That means the temperatures inland are going to be toasty and feeling like summer. But by the end of the week, low pressure moves into the Great Basin. We have the return of the marine layer and temperatures will start coming down. So let me show you the temperature trend. It's going to look a little like a roller coaster. 80s for the start of the week in Riverside, then 90s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now you're going to need to turn up the AC just briefly. Here's a look at that cool down. By the end of the week, we have numbers coming back down in the 80s. And by the weekend, it's going to feel like fall again when the temperatures return to the 70s.
Kim Kardashian's security guards wrestled a would-be intruder into submission after he was able to make his way inside the reality star's Hidden Hills mansion over the weekend. LA County Sheriff's deputies say the man made it past the community's gate and then got into a fight with one of the guards. During the scuffle, somebody called 911 and the man was taken away in handcuffs. Deputies say the man had been caught on Kardashian surveillance video in the past, and they are aware of his obsession with Kim and her family. LA is now accepting applications for the Section 8 voucher program, which helps pay a portion of rent directly to landlords. The program's waiting list is now open after being closed for nearly 5 years. The application window is open through October 30th via an online portal. We've linked the application on our website, NBCLA.com, and the NBCLA mobile app. After the window closes, 30,000 applicants will be selected by a random lottery to enter the waiting list. Now, to be eligible, applicants must fall within the federal very low income category. It's just one step the city of LA is taking to address homelessness and the affordable housing crisis. Applications are now being accepted for student loan forgiveness, but not everyone is getting access yet. The U.S. Department of Education launched the beta test application portal last Friday, making the form periodically available. So that means when you head to the website, the form may not be available to you, and you'll have to check back to see if it's open. The final version of the application portal will launch at the end of the month. There was a loud motorcade in Compton over the weekend, but it was for a good cause, raising awareness about breast cancer and the importance of early detection. The event is called Black Girls Ride. There were slingshot cars, motorcycles, and more. The main goal is to educate as many people as possible about getting screened, especially if you put off that appointment during the pandemic.
It's vitally important that we remind people this is the time to go back to your healthcare providers and make sure that you're taking care of your health.
The event also featured free breast cancer prevention resources. Thousands took to the streets of West Hollywood to raise awareness and money for the fight against HIV and AIDS.
If you're ready to have a good time today, make some noise!
AIDS Walk LA made a big in-person return over the weekend since going virtual because of the pandemic. The 2-mile walk kicked off Sunday morning at West Hollywood Park. The AIDS Walk LA is the world's first fundraising walk to help organizations dealing with AIDS. Since 1985, the walk has raised more than $92 million. It was a star-studded event in LA at the Academy Museum Gala filled with some big Hollywood stars and big awards. Several directors and actors were honored, but the Icon Award went to the one and only Julia Roberts for her long career and film contributions. Other attendees included George Clooney, Selena Gomez, Emma Roberts, and Jonathan Majors.
Tilda Swinton is one of my favorite actresses. Steve McQueen, I may have auditioned for him 1,000,000 times. And will 1,000,000 more, you know, just to work with the gentleman. Julia Roberts, I mean, America's sweetheart.
By the end of the night, the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures raised over $10 million. The money will be used to fund more movies. If you still haven't figured out a Halloween costume, you're not alone. Millions of Americans are still spending hours online just looking for the most creative costume to wear. And in the state of California, what character in particular appears to dominate? You may see a lot of Buzz Lightyear's trick-or-treating out there this year. The popular Disney character is the most searched Halloween costume in California. The website All Home Connections analyzed Google data and says that Buzz Lightyear is also getting a lot of clicks in Colorado, Georgia, Maryland, and North Carolina. Other popular choices include which costume since the release of Hocus Pocus 2, and the good old classic, the cat costume, is the most Googled in at least a dozen states. I'm still undecided. I may have to go with that cat costume because I'm running out of time. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and on our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout your morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.